Tigerland. A fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and shin. If we're behind, we never mind. We fight and win. Oh, we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren blows. Like the tigers of old, we're strong and we're bold. Oh, we're from Tiger, yellow and black. Oh, we're from Tiger, eat 'em alive. Oh, we're from Tigerland. Oh, we're from Tigerland. A fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and shin. If we're behind, we never mind. We fight and win. Oh, we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren blows. Like the tigers of old, we're strong and we're bold. Oh, we're from Tiger, yellow and black. Oh, we're from Tiger, eat 'em alive. Oh, we're from Tigerland. Oh, we're from Tigerland.
If you are a wondrous boy, then sing along with me. We are the eagles on the road to victory. All for one and one for all will answer to the call. We're the greatest team of all. No wonder is forever. We will always stick together. We will always do our best to see it through for the good old gold and blue. If you are a wondrous boy, then sing along with me. We are the eagles on the road to victory. All for one and one for all will answer to the call. We're the greatest team of all. No wonder is forever. We will always stick together. We will always do our best to see it through for the good old gold and blue.
Good evening, you're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium on Larrakia country. We're here for round 13 action of the Men's Premier League competition. Tonight, the Nightcliff Tigers take on Wanderers. My name's Nick Danks. My commentary partner this evening is Ashley Manakaris. Happy New Year, Ash, and how do you think it's going to go this evening?
Well, thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you, Nick. Well, I'm actually thinking if it's anything like the game that I just watched, which was St Mary's Darwin, we could be in for a bit of an arm wrestle because there's a fair bit at stake for both these sides, right? So Nightcliff needs to stay in touch with the top five and the finals hopes, and to do that, they've got to win tonight. And the Wanderers, if they don't get up tonight, well then they could probably say goodbye to the rest of their season because they're just going to drop too far away. So a lot at stake, both sides tonight.
Yeah, both sides are currently on 16 points, only 6 games remaining. They've all used up their buys. So, as you said, a must-win game. The big one for me, the last time these sides met was in round 9. Wanderers won by 11 points that night. And Tigers didn't kick a goal in the first half of the game. I think we were across the road at Pint Box that was going on. And it was a big... In the end, Nightcliff fought back, but they ended up going down by 11 points. The other one is that Wanderers haven't played since the 10th of December. They had the bye going into the Christmas break. Of course, we're back after a 3-week break, and Wanderers had one extra. And in their last game, they defeated Palmerston by 18 points. The last game the Tigers had, the week later, they defeated Palmerston by 12 points, so not much in that one as well. But I'm expecting Nightcliff to be a bit stronger tonight. They need to win, as you said, or else it's time to start bringing out the youngsters for the last 5 games. A couple of young guys out there already have noticed today, but it should be a good match. Yeah,
look, one of the things about the Nightcliff side, I think, even that win that they had towards the end there in the Christmas when they beat Palmerston, is they had to come. They basically trailed for 3.5 quarters before they managed to get over the top of Palmerston, and I think that hopefully was the spark that they need. But gee, that was a challenge for them, and I think that that sort of form they can't afford to take into a game like this because we've seen Wanderers. We've seen what they've got a bit of pace, Wanderers, and they will know that there is too much at stake.
We've had a ton of rain up here in the top end this week. The ground's looking in great condition. Just a bit of damage on either side of where the players enter the ground, but overall the ground's in really good condition. Hopefully the night looks pretty clearer than it has done all week, so hopefully the weather keeps out. This afternoon, as you said earlier, St Mary's defeated Darwin Buffs by 31 points, and currently Guns over Waratah leading Pint by 3. But this one's underway.
It is, and we are underway with Edward Simpson straight away in the middle, tipped away from the top there, and it's going to come to Shane Thorne. Thorne steps back inside. Brodie, Newman. So if there's one thing about, and Stephen Motlop in there putting pressure on Ryan Moo, the 2 number 1s. Picked up. O'Connell back inside. Pushed off the ball, and a free kick's been found. It'll go to the Eagles straight away. So one of the things about Wanderers is they possess 2 of the best defenders in the comp. Brodie Newman's one and Mitchell Taylor's the other. They're going to need both to be on fire, as Stephen Motlop has been a prolific possession getter since rejoining from Geelong, from Port Adelaide.
Yes.
He was there at Geelong once.
He was there. We need him to step up, but last time I saw him play, he got a lot of the ball here, this sort of possession, but didn't really take a stranglehold of the game like we know he can.
No.
He did lose that one, but good work by the Tigers there.
Yeah, Moo, youngster, puts a bit of pressure on it and comes to Wilson. Wilson then over the top to his teammate Daniel Quinn. Quinn looking up forward. The Tigers, first opportunity to put their shot on board. Just a snap at goal. Punched away though from Andrew Hooper. Socket off the ground, and the ball will go through for a point.
Yeah, rush behind there. It did it under a fair bit of pressure, so he didn't have any opportunity to do anything else. But well done in a rush behind there.
No, Mitchell Taylor now will run it out. And he's got looking for the big man Simpson at the back. Eilert just steps through traffic, has time to get a kick. We've seen him do that so many times in his career. Newman was just stocked there, got wrapped up and then let go. That was actually looked a little bit high to me, but Newman not going to dispute it. Ball's going to be thrown up. Jackson Bowen in the ruck there for Nightcliff. Connell kicks it. It's going to be the big man, Ryan Nyhouse, the skipper.
Nice hands there by the skipper there.
Yep. Showed good touch. Sends it into the forward line, but it's Newman again backing back. So he's already proven to be a bit of a headache. Been named in the rep squad. Could be a handy acquisition across half back. Simpson versus Bowen. Over the top there, though, was Wilson from Nightcliff and punched away. Is it Wilson? It's Luke Wines. No. Simon Deary, sorry. Punched away. We'll restart. Left half forward. Simpson just quick kick. Nias tries to pull his opponent away. Gets marked there by Burke. Just plays on quickly. Oh, a bit of a nudge there from Weetra. Let go. Taken high was Brown. So Brown will start. Brown will get a kick. Get the free kick. Umpire Collins just clearing everyone out and telling Brown perhaps to get on with it, and he has to. He's going to kick to a contest just to the left of the commentary position here. Bounce off hands. Over the top. Quick hands to Quinn. Stephen Motlop, second bite, handball. JJ Cabillo. Huppets. Wilson turns and goes. They can set it up. The Tigers out wide, and they do. Jack Hammond. And in there with the grab was Hopper.
Good movement
Hooper,
there by the
sorry.
Good movement by the Tigers out of the middle there. They had a couple of guys loose. They used them all very, very well and got the ball right across and then picked him out as a lead up, and they have their first shot on goal here now, the Tigers do. I said last time these guys met, they didn't score until the second half of the footy, so they want to get one early here just to break that to hoodoo.
And establish themselves a little bit of dominance, the Nightcliff Tigers, early, just to say we're back. And the kick from Hooper is through for a point, so he just was trying a little bit too much and just pushed it off to the right.
There's a breeze going across the ground at the moment, not that strong, but it's certainly a bit of a breeze going directly across the ground.
Oh, Mitchell Taylor just put that on the boot with a big roost, and it went as far as the Thomas boys, and the umpires had to come in and ball it up. Punched over though, Bowen. Both sides just sort of feeling each other out here. On that far side. Quick hands from Wilson. Mitchell Taylor leads the foot race to the ball. Huppets got wrapped up.
Yeah, no one to go to there. He was surrounded by Wanderers players. He was lucky to get away the way he did. Nice mark.
Yeah, it was, and that's Jack Burke. They can move forward here, the Eagles, over the top.
He's got a runner in the square. He's turned his back on him though, unfortunately. He had the opportunity early, but that's gone.
No, Priest. He might just bomb it into that goal square. He does have Stephen Motlop coming in. The flyer over there was the number 7, Shane Thorne. Couldn't get his fingers onto it, hands around it, and it's gone through for a point. Handball out wide. Boyo Peris. Huppets just goes back to him. Out of Boyo. So Jonathan Peris kicks up the line. Hopper. Hooper has come a long way from goal. He just turns and goes. And the ball will go out of bounds as Brenton Motlop guides it out. Just settled it down now. We've been going 7.25 minutes here at TIO Stadium. Both sides on 16 premiership points. Both sides playing to stay in touch with the 5. So there's a sling off the ball, and it'll go to the Eagles. Simon Bates making his return. Looking for Nyhouse, punched away from that. Stephen Motlop's in there with some body. Now he just soccers it forward. Is it going to be a foot race? How's he going to go here? Can he keep it in front of him? There's 2-on-1. Stephen Motlop, clever. Handball over the top. Great vision. Looking for Keelan Fijo. Now he's got it over to his own teammate in Dre Thompson. And Thompson, with a hurried shot, pushed it across the front and went through for a point.
Stephen Motlop showed there he's still got a bit of pace on him. Thought
He
he'd
has.
be getting down in age by now, but he certainly outrun those guys then and did very, very well. Kept the ball in front, knew exactly what he was doing. The handball back to his player was outstanding. Just unfortunately, they couldn't finish it off. But a nice turn of pace there from Stephen Motlop.
No, and Dre Thompson's another one that you don't want to let get away from you either in a foot race. So they bring it right out wide here through Snelling. Snelling then goes back in board to Nathan Brown. Brown across to Snelling again. They're racking up the stats. Snelling then picks out Eilert. So they're going to keep possession, but they haven't got after 4 or 5. They've only just got out after 4 or 5 positions. They've only just got outside of their 50 now. So they've done that through Hammond. Hammond, oh, the pass was okay, but it was dropped at the crucial time as O'Connell now has a bounce. Gets to 55. Lines it up long. And that's a great goal.
Certainly did. Had Motlop running for him into the open goal square, but didn't ignore him. Went straight over the top of his head, but you could see where Wayne Motlop was running. You could see that was going to go straight over his head in for a goal. As we watch it here in replay. A mistake there, unfortunately, for the Tigers. One bounce out of the middle, and then just went bang. Thank you, I'll take that one away. An empty goal square, and Motlop watched it go in the whole way.
Yeah, that was a great goal. And we've got used to seeing young Bo O'Connell burst through the middle like that. And he did it tonight, and he's the type of player, and with that sort of pace and those sorts of skills that Nightcliff need to be wary of with this Eagles side. String a few of those plays together along with Stephen Motlop, and they're in a bit of strife. Robinson was in the ruck then. They're trying to bring it out wide. Upfield. Picked up by the big man. Bowen straight looking for Hooper. Well, Andrew Hooper on the burst.
He's taken a couple of good grabs early tonight, but he's got himself in all these difficult angles. He hasn't managed to take one and made an easy shot for himself, but he's going to have a go around here around the corner.
I'm going to kick across his body rather than run straight at it. Played on is the call, and he's just again dodged it a bit to the left of the upright. Brenton Motlop will restart play for the Eagles. Ignores Butson's lead. Kicks it out wide to Simpson. Simpson got his hands on it once. They can get away with it here, Wanderers. Stephen Motlop couldn't quite get it. Paris under pressure. Jerome Motlop. Jerome just pushes his body through. Here they come now through Bailey Edwards. Off hands. O'Connell's there. Slipping over was Wilson. The big man, Bowen. Wilson couldn't quite get boot on ball. Huppets. They come out through McCarthy.
Good defending there. Pushed him under the ball well and then kept it in front of him and got that away for the Wanderers.
Yeah, Brody Newman again. Simon Bates sliding, picks it up. Then he wants to put it out in front of his teammate. Dre Thompson's in there chasing Nyhouse. Nyhouse, though, cleverly clears it. And they get out of trouble, the Tigers. Up onto their half forward. Brown is a long way from home. Doesn't matter, though. They're going to kick it across. It's still outside the Tigers' 50. Hooper in a foot race. Showing pace. The little full forward, forward pocket. Thorne, quick hands, not great, but they might get away with this. the Eagles. It's slippery out there, but it hasn't rained much today, but it's still slippery, the dew of night. And the ball will go out of bounds and be thrown in.
Well locked in there, and a great run by Hooper there to get the ball locked in that forward line for the Tigers.
Yeah, he presented himself. He wanted to work. He's doing the yards, that's for sure. Just the one goal so far. Simpson wins that ruck contest out. O'Connell was the goal scorer for the Eagles. And umpires coming in to settle it down straight away and get on with it. Both sides will want to assert themselves physically, you would think. Nick?
Yep.
Simpson, Bowen. Eilert just runs through from the hands from Wilson. Hooper, again, hands on ball. He's proving to be quite the target down there. It comes, though, into the hands of Aidan Robinson, who gets knocked off the ball. Dylan DeSantos in the headgear. Got the kick away. It comes to Huppets from 55 out, going to the goal square. Newman dripping back and got a fingertip on it, and the goal umpire was in a great spot.
Good call by the goal umpire there. Didn't hesitate, knew straight away, and a great call.
Mitchell Taylor. Mitchell Taylor, Brody Newman, going to be absolutely crucial tonight as far as the Eagles are concerned. It comes to Simpson, who spilled eventually what he probably should have taken. Comes over the top to Hammond. Hammond's got it. Hammond's pass has picked out a teammate. And Robinson can go back and have a shot at goal. And if he gets this through, he'll give the Tigers the lead. But more importantly, a much needed goal. The kick looks pretty good off the boot and has gone straight through.
They needed that, the Tigers, early in the game. They didn't want to go into the first quarter without scoring a goal. We're getting very close to that, and it was a good one to get a 1 point lead. So 9 points to Tigers, 8 to Wanderers, and really at the moment it's been anyone's game. No one's really taken control in the middle of the park yet. Scrappy at times, but occasionally a good move like that one there where he took his time, and Robinson lines it up for a goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, and the experience of Eilert and Wilson just chipping in there into that passage, very important as well. They're absolutely crucial to what Nightcliff want to achieve or need to achieve moving forward. So Jackson Bowen in the ruck for Nightcliff against Priest. O'Connell leads the race to the ball, bouncing in front. Wilson off the half-back flank. Couldn't quite get his boot on it. It was loose. He gets wrapped up, and the umpire will ball it up on that far side. Just 1 goal 3, 1 goal 4, plays 1 goal 2. And again, we've gone 16 minutes here in the first term at TIO Stadium. Eagles with a lot to play for. Wilson, hurried handballs out, but it's going to go the way of Wanderers as they just try and move forward. McMurray was pushed off the ball there. Oh, crashing over the top, doesn't matter. Wanderers lands in the hand of Nyhouse.
Runners out to the left grandstand side here.
Politis has got even wider Jono Peris, who's come off his half-back flank. Oh, Bates with a big chase. Simon Bates with a huge chase. And it comes to the hands of Hooper. Diving Hooper, couldn't quite get a hold of it. Wanderers try and get it out. Now they can through Dos Santos. He's going to get it back. He's going to run straight into trouble, though. Now he's got a hurried handball. Comes to Wilson. Wilson's hands back to Politis. Politis' bouncing ball is going to be in the Eagles defender's hands. Now it's going to come back in board to Hooper, who has to hurry a right foot snap. Then he hits the post.
He's had a couple opportunities tonight, 3 or 4 chances. He's pushed one to the right, one to the left, and he's just hit the post there with one of the other ones. But 1 goal 5-11 to 1 goal 2-8. So the Tigers leading at the moment.
Yeah, but the thing about the luck of Hooper is at some point it may change.
Yes.
And he'll end up with 5 goals in 5 minutes.
He's certainly working hard to try and get them at the moment, and as you said, he could turn that around very quickly.
Ball slides out of bounds, will be thrown back in about 65, 70 metres around from the Nightcliff goal. Bowen one out easily. Eilert is there, dances through traffic and then puts it on the boot. Still can't get clean possession. Taken high and a free kick will be paid. Wanderers, not a great kick. Touched off the boot and go out of bounds. Well, that's a wasted opportunity, you would think.
We're here at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff Tigers taking on Wanderers. We're just ticking into time on in at the first quarter.
Bowen one out again. Here they go. The Tigers can go forward. Robinson punched away from him. Hooper trying to clean up. Dos Santos cleared away from Cabillo. Wanderers just making multiple changes. Bates and Dre Thompson coming on. There's a bit of speed to replace. Just waiting for that ball to be thrown in. They set themselves up. Priest will go up against Bowen. He got his fist on it, punched away. This looks promising. Thorne onto Stephen Motlop.
I don't think Stephen was ready for that ball then. The handball came really quickly to him.
No, but they'll go out potentially through Mick Murray. No, it's cleaned up though by Brown. Brown with his experience, more than 200 games in the NTFL as Nathan Brown played. He gives it off to his teammate Hammond. Hammond sends it up looking for Hooper again. Dos Santos is there. And the ball will go out of bounds. Well, only 3 points separates the two teams, but it's only 11 points to 8. And we've been going 20 minutes. We're into time on.
Yep, it's no one's really taking control. Hooper's had a few goes up front for the Tigers, and then there was the breakaway goal for Wanderers. But apart from that, it's been pretty scrappy around the middle of the park.
Wilson tries to get it, spins into trouble, gets out to Ryan Nyhouse, vice captain to captain. Bo O'Connell keeps it to himself, has already scored a cracking goal, runs through the middle, then puts it on the boot to centre half forward. It's going to go back though and will land in the hands of Nightcliff's Stanley Cox. Cox goes sideways to Brown and then inboard. They go to Kobe McCarthy, then on to Huppets, then on to the running Nathan Brown, and the siren sounds at 20 3/4 minutes, which just demonstrates there was only 2 goals kicked.
Yeah, ball didn't go out of bounds very much either. It stayed right down the middle of the park. So we'll be back with you shortly for the second quarter. And currently Nightcliff Tigers leading the Wanderers by 3 points.
To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripsorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium in Darwin and Larrakia country. Round 13 action. Coming into the second quarter, Nightcliff leading Wanderers by 3 points. What do you think of the first quarter, Ash?
Well, it was a bit scrappy, but not to be unexpected given we've had a lot of rain here, but we've also had a Christmas break, so both sides coming back from that. I thought Nightcliff just had more opportunities. I think Hooper up forward for them in their forward pocket gave them plenty more options, and they were a little bit stronger across the midfield. But, we saw Wanderers open up the scoring with Bo O'Connell just flashing through the middle, and then from 55 putting one through between the major scores, between the big sticks. So, look, I don't know. Both sides have so much to play for that may well be why we're seeing the game played at this sort of intensity. We are seeing a few errors and we're seeing a few turnovers. But equally, when the ball gets spread out wide, both sides are going very well, but their back sixes are actually very good, and keeping everyone in check. And Brody Newman, Mitchell Taylor doing the work, DeSantos doing the work back there for the Eagles, and then up for the other end you've got Ryan Nyhouse working very well back there with Nathan Brown. So, it's pretty even, Stephen, and I think the scoreboard reflects where we're up to at the moment in this game.
A couple of other scores this afternoon here at TIO. St Mary's defeated the Buffs by 31 points. Waratah currently leading Pint by 7 points just after half time, and the other game running exactly the same time as this. Southern Districts are leading Palmerston by 19 points. We get back into the action here at TIO Stadium.
Well, neither ruckman won it out there. It's going to come to Nightcliff though. They're through Hupperts. He's going to send it inside the 50 where it's going to bounce in front of Robinson, punched away by Mitchell Taylor. Stephen Motlop coming in there. He's had a bit of it early on as Stephen Motlop puts it on the boot to Jerome Motlop. Dropping on the ground there, loose. Ryan Nyhouse just settles it down, picks off a teammate, and that's Daniel Quinn. Quinn gives it over to another teammate, Bailey Edwards. Edwards was reasonably busy in that first term.
He's going to have a dig here now. He's given so much time for Wanderers to get everybody back there.
Yeah, haven't got a lot of height on that goal line, the Eagles. As Bailey Edwards says, you don't actually need to put anyone there because I'm going to kick it from where I am.
Yep, he needed to. He waited a long time, but he looked very, very comfortable when he went back and kicked it, and that was a lovely goal and exactly what the Tigers needed to get themselves started. 2 goals, 5-15, Nightcliff. 2 goals, 17, Wanderers on 8 points. So it was a start the Tigers wanted, and they got it there. It was a lovely goal from Bailey Edwards.
Yeah, they just look a little bit, Nick. They look the Tigers look a little bit more composed with the football than their opponents at this point.
Wanderers going forward in that first quarter didn't lower their eyes very often. They were just booting it forward and hoping there was somebody on the end of it. They just did what Tigers did there: lower your eyesight and just drop it to somebody at the edge of the 50 and reap the rewards that way.
Priest did well, but bursting through was Isla, who just turned and went and put the boot straight in. Good work from him. And again, it was the goal scorer there in Edwards who got his hands on it first, then got it back, and then sends it again. Can he kick 2 in a minute? And just off to the left. Looking dangerous here.
That was a big
hit. The
Nightcliff
Tigers.
Yep, that was a big hit on Island in the centre of the ground, but he got straight back up and he's running, so all's good, but he's a bit of worry where that leg went the way it went.
Mitchell Taylor plays on. Looking for Newman. Newman got a hand on Hupperts there, was waiting down below, couldn't quite get it cleanly. Neither can Thomas Boyes. Coming through, trying to pick it up there is McMurray. He gets dragged off it. Robinson, then on to Hupperts. Hupperts' right foot kick is going to bounce in front of Hooper. McMurray got there, given time by Taylor. Comes back to Newman. Newman for the Eagles just puts it on the boot and sends it out of trouble. It's going to be loose. Thorne's going to be in a race for it there. Oh, taken out heavily was Jack Burke. Now it comes to his teammate Wheatra. The pressure right on O'Connell. This is danger. He kicked a goal in similar fashion. He's going to go for goal again, this time from 65 out. Is the bounce good?
Yes.
Is it any good? You better believe it is.
Yep. Run into that, he only had one idea in his mind, then he saw the empty goal square, he thought, I'll just drop that on the end and hope for the bounce, and he got the perfect break on it. As we're watching the replay here, came off the fist very well. Tigers did very well to get into there, but then he bounced out to him and he just went bang, thank you very much. Looked up, had no one to kick to, so he thought he'd take the break in the goal square and got it for him. So Wanderers needed that one. 4 points in it now.
Well, they were classic goals, both those, and both similar in their execution. Bo O'Connell running through the middle corridor like that.
I did say earlier they haven't lowered their eyes going forward there, but he had no intention of doing anything else there, but he didn't have much choice though but to drop it in the goal square and hope for the right bounce, and he got it.
There was more space than an NT cattle station up forward there, and no one in it. Comes back out to Thorne. Thorne just gives it over the top. Priest just marked that above the grass. I don't know the third umpire in a cricket test match would have paid that. But it comes back to Nathan Arbin. Arbin with the right foot kicks into the forward looking for Wheatra. Punched away from him. Now we're seeing a little bit of lift in intensity in a handball to nowhere specifically. Politis just runs it out, gives it off to Jono Peris. Peris took his time, then got a kick over the top to Ryan Moo. Moo can go up the wing. He does, but it's punched away from his teammate by Mitchell Taylor.
The umpire let him run a long way. I'm pretty sure that circle's 50 metres, and he ran from the goal square into the edge of the 50 without bouncing it and got away with it.
Now, you can buy property off him later, Nick. Bowen. Priest with a big swing of the arm, didn't quite get it. Oh, now they're looking good. The Eagles set it up. Priest again. Just dancing through there was Thomas Boyce for the Eagles, but they couldn't just get clean possession. Priest has got some work here to do. Jabaston Priest has got some serious work to do against a much bigger ruck. It's going to be pushed forward though by the Tigers, although McMurray's going to make it difficult for them. Eilert, clean hands, trying to chop it off. Aidan Robinson with a boot, just goes into the goal square. DeSantos got his fist up. Hooper and DeSantos, it's a good contest between Dylan DeSantos and Hooper.
It's been a big one all night, hasn't it? It's Hooper's won a couple of early ones, but hasn't been able to kick straight. But the defender have certainly won that battle.
No, and that's what you want to see as a coach. You want to see your defenders making those forwards work for absolutely everything. Robinson with the ruck. Quick hands, not 15. Play on will be the call. Now they get a hurried kick away. Stephen Motlop's there to clean it up, and it comes to Brody Newman, who just gets it outside the 50. Priest with his fist up, trying to get it away from his opponent, Bowen. Ryan Moo picks it up from outside 50. He just wants to set it up. DeSantos again. Just worries his opponent out of it, and will go out of bounds and be thrown in. It's been good conditions for football all day. We've had several weeks of rain here in the territory at the top end. Over a metre of rain.
Yep, it's been monsoon weather. It's been wonderful, but it's the ground's held up really well. Eilert takes a dig there.
Eilert took a dig, but Mitchell Taylor was waiting for it. Last line of defence. And comes to Stephen Motlop. Stephen. And Motlop just sends it out to that far side. A bit of a nudge there and let go by the umpire, and play on is called, and the ball will be thrown in.
I think they've used Stephen Motlop in every position on the ground in this game so far. He's playing out a full-back then. Early in the day he was in the middle of the park, and then he plays up forward. I think he's more dangerous from Wanderers playing in the forward 50 than the back 50.
Yeah, he's got to make sure it gets to him. They're trying to push it through Arbon. Simpson on the ground. To Boyce. And the contest there will result in a boundary throw in. So they're just forcing it forward, the Eagles. It's not particularly pretty, but it keeps moving forward. They're now forward of the centre circle. Simpson in the ruck. Got his hand down onto it. He was looking for Motlop. Couldn't quite get it to him on the clean. Again to Motlop and comes back. Can they get out of trouble here? Well, he provided himself an outlet, wanted to kick and then decided not to. I don't quite know why, but anyway, he got wrapped up as a consequence. Still the contest, handball. Now the Tigers can come away with it through Ryan Moo. Kick forward, Hooper again. He's been busy. Dylan DeSantos putting him under pressure. Oh, the Eagle defender got wrapped up there in Motlop. Now it comes to Wilson. Wilson picks out Robinson.
Nice eyes there. Look, picked him out early and knew what he was going to do when he got the ball and saw him and got it away really quickly.
Yep.
And that's what the Tigers have been doing. They've been lowering the eyes in that forward line, which the Wanderers certainly haven't been.
It was good vision. Back to... It's gone through. In fact, it wasn't Robinson, it was Liam Evans, and Evans brings up his first goal.
So 3 goals, 6-24 to the Tigers, 2-2 to Wanderers. So a 10-point lead at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter here at TIO Stadium. And the armbands, black armbands players are wearing tonight are in recent passing of Kane Riley. And they've been wearing those all right across the competition this weekend.
Yeah, Kane Riley, a 3-time premiership player with the Nightcliff Tigers. And, you know, beautifully balanced footballer on the field. And great half-back, also played with the Thunder. And will be sadly missed by all across the fraternity. Had an impact at 3 clubs that he was associated to. One out there by Simpson. Now to O'Connell. This looks dangerous. O'Connell on the left foot. Sends it up to full forwards. Punched away there. Motlop trying to get his hands on it cleanly and he can't. And has gone out of bounds. So Jerome Motlop just guiding that out. Well, 10 points the difference here. 11.5 minutes gone in the second term. 3 goals, 6-24 plays, 2 goals, 2-14. Just waiting for the restart. Priest. Dre Thompson's in there. Handball out. O'Connell's wrapped up. Now it comes off the hands of the boot. It's going to drop short. Luck's a fortune.
Yeah.
The kick came from Luke. In fact, the kick came from Matthew Motlop and has landed in the hands of Jack Burke. Right there in the goal square, directly in front. 9 metres out. This is where the mark will be formed. Jack will probably kick from about 10, and he does. Makes no mistake.
Kicked it into the Michael Long centre, so a new ball out there at the back, but it puts it to a 4-point lead to the Tigers, and that's probably about where the game sits at the moment. No one's really taken a stranglehold hold of it, so 3 goals, 6-24 to 3 goals, 2-20, and it's, as I said, it's about where the game probably should be sitting at the moment. Tigers Brains Trust meeting in the middle of the ground, trying to work out what they're going to do next here.
Well, Simpson's got a height advantage over Aidan Robinson, so suspect they're going to have got the work ahead of them. James Gow's gone in there, I think. Gow is now in there. Simpson wins out easily. Cabillo couldn't quite get a hold of it cleanly. He got wrapped up in the process. Simpson again uses his body. Robinson, though, causing a headache. Clee with a nudge. Now Clee gets it. Still trying the Eagles. Got nowhere to go. Dragged to the ground. Nyhouse on Burke. Simpson, hurried kick. Thompson tries to knock it forward. Free kick's been found. And it's going to go to the Nightcliff Tigers.
Over the shoulder.
Yeah, high tackle. And a 50 will be paid. Umpire hadn't called play on when Thompson left his position on the mark. So, valuable ground being given up there by the Eagles. As the mark gets taken by Brody Newman there. He doesn't have a lot of options further upfield, so he's taking his time. So whatever he does now, he's going to have to kick to a contest, and Simpson was the main target. But Robinson was equal to it, and the ball has gone out of bounds. Approaching the 15-minute mark here in the second term, not far from, still about 10 minutes or so. Bit less of football to go in this first half. One out by Simpson. Butson. Violet, those too good on that occasion. Gives it back. Gow, hurried handball over the top. Bates. Now it's a quick kick. Taylor is in there with body. So too is Wheatra.
Going to throw it in the forward pocket for the Tigers.
It's not bad field position as far as the Tigers are concerned. Simpson's going to take front position over Bowen, but Bowen worked back himself into the role, and there's a hurried kick, and it was from Hammond and went across the face. Through for, in fact, it was Bailey Edwards and through for a point. Bailey Edwards has already kicked one. So they'll just try and keep possession here and bring it out. As Wheatra's made himself
dangerous,
available up to it. Stephen Motlop. Across to Brenton. Brenton's kick will go out of bounds.
So those four passes went from the top of the corner of the 50 there to go out of bounds on that corner of the 50, now back into the hands of the Tigers. So they didn't gain much by going behind goals there.
No, and the kick out of bounds didn't help. But yeah. Wilson has now landed in the hands of Wilson inside the 50, and you'd almost back him from there.
Yep.
I think it's probably well within his range. Just if he doesn't try and over-deliver it. Wilson. He's going to kick across the face of the goal, though. It was punched away, though, by Brody Newman. And we'll miss everything and we'll be thrown in.
He got under that ball a bit. He went straight up in the air a little bit and then didn't even make the distance and got himself cleared out pretty well by the Wanderers defenders.
Robinson. Dos Santos. Mitchell Taylor. Big kick out. Oh, bouncing ball. Trouble here if they can get a run on. Motlop. Back to Stephen Motlop, who just played for the boundary line, guided it out, and didn't look particularly happy. just waiting on the restart. Both sides really haven't been given an opportunity to get away, as Simpson took front position and then gave it off to his teammate in Boyce. Boyce just sent it forward. Now it's picked up by Butson. Across to his running Priest. Priest can run into an open goal. And the Eagles have gone from 4 points down to 2 points up.
Yep. Again, another one, Lux of Fortune, bounced over the back for them pretty well. Priest then picked it up, run into an open goal, and just popped it over the line. That'll do. And that's put them 4 goals to 26 now. 2 points ahead of the Tigers here at TIO Stadium as we're at the coming up to the 19-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, again, it's the kind of goal that has come from nowhere as far as the Eagles are concerned. I mean, both their goals prior to that were from Bo O'Connell, and burst through the middle in a break in a against the run of play, and that's no different.
Yep, and the other one was Jack Burke just getting dropped into the goal square for him, and where he pretty much got in the road of it rather than marked it, and so their 4 goals have been certainly opportunistic, for want of a better word. Scrappy in the middle again.
Yeah, scrappy in the middle, so the play will restart. Simpson, neither ruckman really being able to dominate, which is creating the contest in the middle. Simpson just spins his opponent out of the way and gets pinged for it as a consequence with a hold. So Bowen will actually have an opportunity, and he does, and gives it off to Craig. Craig onto Brown. Brown's kick didn't quite hit the target. Simpson gives it off to Dos Santos, and then on to Brody Newman. Newman's kick into a major contest. Pack of them. They get out of it though through Paris. Paris can go up forward, but it's all Eagles back there as Brody Newman just dragged it in with one hand. He could bring it out this side, which he does. Dos Santos is one target. He's got Thorne as well, but that's a longer kick. He's also got Motlop, Brenton Motlop. But he's going to go straight up the middle corridor, which is gutsy, and it doesn't pay off, and it comes into the hands of Bowen, the ruckman, who put it out of bounds on the full.
This inaccurate kicking by the Tigers might come back to haunt them later in the game. They've had a couple of opportunities tonight, and they haven't made them pay.
No, and the turnovers that the Eagles have been presenting have given them every opportunity. And they get out of strife here. Clee. He's got to go all the way back to Taylor. Taylor can go off to Dos Santos. Dylan Dos Santos doing well, and now he's just going to go right across to Newman. Newman hasn't really got a target, so he's going to play on. Oh, Simpson got his hands on it but couldn't get it cleanly. Comes to Boyce, and then they're just over the top. The Eagles are away. Oh, quick hands there out from Paris.
Oh, missed him.
Picked up. Oh, Craig got, is it? No, it was Daniel Quinn got absolutely cleaned up then. Knocked the ball loose. Quick turnover. It's come to Jerome Motlop, who decided that before he was to play on quickly, he might go back and have a shot instead.
Yeah, quick play out of the ball there. The umpire did pay the free kick, but he waved it on for advantage, and this is the advantage coming up now.
Jerome Motlop. He's going to kick from just a little over 35 out. Quite a tight angle. Sits it up towards that Michael Long centre. And it goes to the right of the goal post and through for a point. So they extend their lead to by 3 points. 27 plays 24. 2.5 minutes almost into time on. Cameron Islet will restart play. Just go straight up the middle. Boyce got his fingertips on it to knock it to the ground for the Eagles. It's come out though to Clee. Dos Santos has come up from half back. They're going to build this. Have they got time? Can they beat the clock? McMurray. McMurray comes up to Priest, one of the goal scorers for Wanderers so far. He goes over the board looking for Stephen Motlop. Stephen Motlop is 50 out. Decides to go short. Oh, and it's a great diving chest mark. Is it going to be paid? I think it is, and it's going to go to Burke. I think the Wanderers fans would want to see Stephen Motlop bombing them from out there, wouldn't they?
You would.
I know.
He does look a lot more dangerous on the forward 50 for them, and he does a bit more creative stuff up there as well. And he did that for Port as well. He always looked pretty creative in the forward 50.
He did, and he also did it for Geelong. So we want to see him doing it here.
Yes.
But Burke, he's already got a goal so far. As you say, he sort of got in a way that was a kick-out goal and marked it. Now he's got a chance to put one through, and it's going to go across the face. Oh, Jerome Motlop was there, and it went through for a point. So margin just extending out again slightly. And the siren sounds to end the first half at what has been a bit of an arm wrestle, Nick.
It certainly has. Nightcliff Tigers 3 goals, 7-25 in accurate kicking and a couple of misses as well, a couple out of bounds on the falls. Wanderers are leading though 4-4-28. We'll be back with you for the second half of football here from TIO Stadium.
Quick hands coming through. Here they go, Lampton inside the 50 looking for a leading teammate and picks him straight out. And that was a good start to it, and in fact it was Pedersen at the start.
The start of the season, as we said, he's been missing the past few weeks. Comes in now, and that's a beautiful kick towards goal. Straight over the umpire's head, and Palmerston on the board within a minute in this one. Great kick from Cam Pedersen.
Can go inside there 50 very quickly inside this second term. Jackson in there, it's come to the back of Butler. Butler with a little kick that's gone through.
Tigers get the first of the second, reduce the margin to just a point. It'll fall short, Powers in the square, bounces again into the pocket. First two will be Heath Morgan Morris. He snaps around the corner. Will that go through? It will. What a goal from Heath Morgan Morris. Palmerston get their second in a couple of minutes.
A few free kicks today, Will, for my liking, from a young player as Wilson comes in and a long way out. It's a great looking kick off the boot, straight through the middle. The goal umpire did not move.
Milestone man celebrates and looks like he's coming to the bench for a well-deserved spell.
There by Nathan Brown when the ball was in the air in the ruck contest. In the marking contest. Well, Pedersen there, play on, was playing for it. It's come to the hands of his teammate Lampton, whose left foot snap is true.
Here comes Paris Chong, gets a handball to Paris. Paris now to Wilson. Wilson has got numbers. He goes a handball and it'll come back to Paris. Paris then kicks it on to Wilson, who kept running, and he's got Eilert by himself forward. That's where he'll go now. Eilert will play on and go across goal into the corridor. Kick doesn't hit his target, but it's with Hooper. Hooper will stroll in for a certain goal, you would think, and it's straight over the umpire's head. Reduces the margin to just 9 points. 3-7-25. Nightcliff trailing Palmerston. 5-4-34. Didn't want to kick it, wanted to hand over to Mensch. Good option in the end. He gets inside 50. On the left, on the run towards goal. Umpire barely moved. What a goal that was from Baxter Mensch. And turns the tide again. Extends the lead to 9 points.
Play on is the call. Brown will set it up high to the contest up forward. Eilert came through, got his hands on it, couldn't get it cleanly. Comes over the top to Hartlett. Hartlett, though, back to Nyhouse. Now it's shrugging it off is Politis. Politis with the right foot. 15 metres out. All clear.
Businesses and councils to develop domestic violence action plans and building community capacity in establishing and supporting men and women in these areas. Back to the play, and Brody Philo, or is it Andrew Hooper, has kicked the first goal of this final term. Put the Tigers in front, I think, for the first time today.
He picks out Wilson, who has a bounce. He's got to kick under pressure, and he does. Puts it up forward, looking for Hooper, who has two. Comes down, if you like, to Paris Chong, who just guides it through. Tregowyth. Here they go again, Pints. This time it's looking better, and it's straight into the hands of Silver Yusuf. About him, named Quicksilver at the club. Silver Yusuf comes in, makes no mistake, and puts the Green Ants' first goal on the board. From Trotter, he's too far out to score, you would think. He's going to have to put it on the boot in the front of the square, and he does. Yusuf presents himself, but it comes over the back and has landed in the hands of Ciavarella. Directly in front. He's only going to kick from, he might be 40. Directly in front. And I think he snuck that into to the left of the goalpost, and it's all clear. The youngster, he plays on, runs around his opponent, and from 50 it's a wobbly old kick that's going to drop short. Yaron is there to pick up the pieces. Left foot snap, goes at goal, and the skipper leads. Dives on his opponent's back. Tregowyth advantage paid. Picked up there. Up forward, it looks like McMahon. No, in fact, it is Ryan. And he just runs around and right foot snap, puts it through. And now he's told to play on. He does. Oh, it's just dropped into the hands of Ciavarella, who just turns and goes at goals. And from 35 metres out, has put Pint sixth on the board. Foot race to the ball is Ted Castle. He gets around one, handballs back to Chiswell. Chiswell just takes 2 steps and with a little left foot kick, puts it through. Great arm wrestle. As Oborne's kick is wobbly, but I tell you what, I think it's done enough and it's gone through. Critical. The Green Machine's in front by a point for the first time tonight. Once again from the Green Ants. Oh, it's not a great kick. He waited for it, did Mullane. Not good. Comes out to Salmon. Salmon with a right foot snap, and I think Saints have just extended their lead by 6 points. Mitch Musgrove. Can he turn 7 points into 13? I think he has. Yes, directly in front. Makes no mistake. Marked by Ethan Smith. They're just getting it moved on now. They just don't. They can't. They know that the time is against them. Oh, the kick was intercepted. It's going to go back to Bo Tedcastle. He had a chance to play on and run on, but he didn't. He knows how much time is left. He's already kicked one in the second term. Can he kick a second in the fourth?
Looks good.
And he sure can.
The head, I think, and he'll take the free kick. He's called to play on and then gets tackled with the ball and gives away the free kick. Advantage being taken by Dion Munkara. Runs into the open goal unmanned, and all the Buffaloes can do is stand around and argue about it, but the first goal is on the board to Tui George. Under pressure, Pendlebury got his hands to the ball now. Hand passes off Jared Stokes with a snap at goal. Looks pretty good. It is good, and that's a terrific finish. And his kick is chopped off here by Rioli on the left foot, goes long towards goal. Looks pretty good. It is good. It's straight through, so an opportunist goal there for Braden Rioli. Is strong hands overhead. He wastes no time, sees Holt Fitz in the pocket. That's a beautiful pass. Hand passes over the top, easy as you like. Whelan on the goal line, and he just walks it through for another goal to Darwin. So Whelan doing the ruck work, hooks it back. Brodos runs under it, picks it up nicely, gets a hand pass across to Pendlebury. Pendlebury out on the left foot, brings that one back nicely and through for a goal. Junior dives on it for two. He works it forward, and that's Good teamwork as Benell. Beautiful spearing pass inside, and they've opened it up here. They've got players ahead of the ball. Stanley Tipalura on the end. Received it from Puruntatameri, and Tipalura ran into the open goal by Lanyon. So Lanyon plays on quickly, finds Dunn. Dunn goes out wider again to Mikey Coombs in some space and time. He chips the ball into the goal square, and I think it's that man again in Stanley Tipalura, who is waiting on the goal line, uncontested, and just thumps through another goal. So goes short looking for Puruntatameri. He gets on the end of it now on the bounce, kicks inside forward 50, finds Michael Dunn in some space. Dunn runs on, and he's kicked the goal for Tiwi. So from that spilt mark, in much movement of the ball, but Holt Fitz with an opportunity, just swings around on his left foot, pulled that one back beautifully. He liked it from the time it came off the boot, and he knew exactly what he was doing, got the angles right. 50, the kick was good, and out in front of Pendlebury, who took it on the chest. Now he's got Holt Fitz in some space forward, and foot previously, this time on the right foot from out in front. No mistake, straight through the middle, knows what he's doing with those ones, and TIO NTFL Men's Premier League match. So Robinson just swings out, kicks long to the goal line. I think it's just got over the hands of the players on the goal line. It's 3-4 a goal to Robinson, and Darwin have finished this game.
That's one of their great assets, but they go forward. Over the back, can't take the mark. Front and square, kick on goal, and I reckon that's Ronald Fijo. And within about 20 seconds of the start of the game, if there is a breeze, it'll be at his back. Smith just crosses the paint of 50, works it back beautifully, and District's on the board once again. The goal to Smith. Barry, left footer, runs around, kicks on goal. Dylan Barry's got the third one for Districts, and we are 5.5 minutes into the first term. Districts 3-1, Tars yet to score. Back by Charlie McAdam, son of Gilbert. Ball on the ground, in dispute, runs in, picks up, kicks on goal, and nails it. That's Brodie Carroll, the skipper. Wins it. Knocks the ball forward, running hard at the football. Here's Fijo again. Can he get a couple for the term? He can. He is the opportunist extraordinaire. Ball on the ground. Brodie Carroll breaks free. The left footer kicks on goal. Can he switch it up? He can. Brodie Carroll, what a player he is. 8:49 Magro, the stuttering run, then straightens up, then kicks and does it beautifully. He has 5. Up they go. Dennis, got it easy, gets the ball down, runs in, over the back, lovely kick, lovely mark, and that'll be Big Sam Dunstan. Yeah. Yep, very deliberately, runs in. Is a noted goal kicker, and he nails it. That was just beautiful. Straight off the boot, wasn't it? On break.
That's right, in the pre-Christmas season.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Series of handballs. Mentha kicks in hope and kicks it nicely. Mark taken. I reckon this is Schwarz. Very deliberate. Now he trots. Schwarz puts it up in the air, and I reckon the slipstream has put it through. Bo Schwarz has his third.
Running around over snap and into the big bulk of Kirby.
Picked up, and it's a goal. That is a miraculous goal. That is an absolutely miraculous goal. Harry McGuinness.
Waratah yet.
Dennis.
That's the players I'm talking about.
Gets it out in the Smith direction. Good tackle. I think one of the features, Mentha picked it up, kicks on goal and kicks a goal. How easy is this game, says Jack Mentha.
6 more than the number on his back.
Magro drops it onto the boot and has 7.
Welcome back. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season here from TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia Country. Round 13 action. Nightcliff Tigers taking on Wanderers. My name's Nick Danks. My commentary partner this evening, Ashley Manakaris. A scrappy first half of football, but Wanderers up by 3 points.
Yeah, it was very much a titanic struggle in that first half. Neither side actually getting on top. And interesting, I see Cameron Eilert starting on the bench in this second half. As we see Big Jackson Bowen in the middle there, James Gow. And they are lining up.
Other games,
Nightcliff Tigers.
Yep, other games tonight. St Mary's defeated the Buffs here by 31 points at Gardens Oval. Waratah leading Pipe by 21 points. And at Ghazali's Arena, top of the table, Southern Districts leading Palmerston by 26 points. We're back in action here at TIO Stadium.
Bowen, one out and goes to Gow. Gow with a kick up in the air. Mitchell Taylor comes through. Underneath it, though, was Daniel Wheatra. No mark because there was a lot of hands on, although there was a mark paid to Daniel Wheatra. And he will restart it and go back and picks out his teammate in Arbin. Arbin gives it off to Boyce. Boyce, right foot kick over to Burke. Burke with a juggler, one-handed, got it. He's already kicked one, Burke. And he can line up for his second.
That was a better approach by Wanderers. They've been blazing away a bit and got lucky in that first half. That was a lot better. They picked out and lowered his eyes and picked the guy coming at the top of the 50.
They kind of want to get themselves into a position where they can afford to take a few more risks, the Eagles, and they can't do that while this game is as tight as it is. So Burke is going to need to open up a bit of a gap here, and it's not a bad looking kick off the boot. Will go off to the right though, across the front of goals. Priest was there, hands through for a point.
4 point lead now to Wanderers, 29-25. We've just a minute, of course, just started the third quarter.
Comes across. Wines gets it. Out to Brown. Been solid in defence tonight. Brown's kick intercepted, and then Brown decided to pick it off again as it tried to come back in through the Eagles. He goes out wide to Ryan Nyhouse, also solid in defence tonight. Former Peel Thunder, former Fremantle Docker.
Breeze is starting to pick up slightly to the airport end, so to the right of your screen. With the wind, it's not a super breeze, probably only a goal or so, but it's certainly picking up than it was at the start of the game.
Yeah, McCarthy across to Huppets. He's now got to kick up the line to a contest, so he sits it up, looking for the big bone, but I'm going to be seeing, yeah, it goes out of bounds on the full, so Simpson will bring it back in and restart it. So they've got chance here now. Stephen Motlop, he's got time. He can go. He's going to go right back and right across to DeSantos, who has been tremendous tonight for the Eagles. Brings it out to the grandstand side. Simon Bates has it punched away from him by Nathan Brown, who's covered some ground. Falls into the hand of his teammate in Liam Evans. Evans into a contest. Motlop's there. Beats one, beats two. Got taken high in the process. And Motlop drew the free kick. Bit of experience there. He's got Boyce if he wants him, but he ignores him. Goes to Wheatra. Wheatra now across the face of goals to Taylor. That's a great kick. Taylor's had it spent before he got it. So Mitchell Taylor. O'Connell. Just, in fact, it was McMurray just off the ground. Now he's told to play on. Out the back, Huppets kicks around the body. Paris comes out to Robinson. Robinson on the boot, and it's Motlop that takes a steadying mark. Brenton Motlop, he's got a runner in Wheatra. Daniel Wheatra goes and then doubles back and then goes back inboard to Brenton Motlop, who has to jump and drag it down. Left foot kick, Stephen Motlop.
There's 4 Motlops out there tonight.
And he finds Simpson. Hooper just sneaking up. Simpson goes sideways again to Taylor. Slowly gaining ground. Now to Stephen Motlop. He's got a runner out there in Newman if he chooses to use him, and he ignores him. Now he's just going to send it inside 50 as Stephen Motlop to the leading Priest. Bounced off his chest first. Then he spins out of one trouble into another. Gets dragged down and gets pinged for holding the ball. Huppets. It's a good tackle from the midfielder. They're looking to start something, Tigers. They haven't been caught flat-footed, but they haven't come out. It was mentioned at the break that Chris Bash looked very relaxed and comfortable.
Certainly did. I watched him at quarter time as well, and he left the huddle pretty early there as well. But he seemed pretty comfortable there, but the Tigers just need a spark, and I can't see where it's going to come from. Hooper early in the game looked like he might be the one, but he sort of drifted out of it towards the end of the second quarter there, and they just need something to spark them on, the Tigers do. There's been a couple for the Wanderers. Mitchell Taylor's certainly doing a fair bit on the back line, and of course Motlop Stephen doing a fair bit for Wanderers, but the Tigers just need a spark from somebody.
Craig gets overrun with the ball by Burke. Comes back to Newman. They're prepared to go backwards, the Eagles, but I think the forwards is where they need to go because that's where the goals are. And straight to a contest, and Nyhouse was well and truly up to it and just punches it away out of bounds, and the clock will actually keep ticking, but there's going to have to be a bit of an effort to someone to go and get that ball because it got punched quite a distance.
Yep, there's someone running from about 150 metres away, so they've got a big run down the wing there to go and collect that from the Wanderers club room. But they're getting there.
Goal scorers so far, Nightcliff goal scorers, you've got Liam Evans with 1 and Aidan Robinson with 1 and also Bailey Edwards with 1, and then Bo O'Connell's got 2, and 2 of the best goals you'll see running through that middle corridor, centre half forward there from 60 out. He's bombed them both, one in the first quarter, one in the second, and then Jack Burke and Joe Baston Priest has got the other.
Yeah, lovely late break from Bo O'Connell for the second one he got, where he just took it the big run and thought, bag on. He had one thought with it, and he did the right decision.
Back in the restart. O'Connell there, just overruns it. McCarthy couldn't get it. Just chipped forward. Newman's going to lead the race to the ball.
Might get pinged there, you'd think.
Yeah, I would think. No, he hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't?
No, but you were right.
Everybody but the umpire thought he got pinged, that even himself, because he put his hand up to go, I didn't mean that, but he got away with it.
Yeah, Politis has got a bit of a smile on his face. Even Newman, he threw his arms up there. I think he might have thought that he was gone.
Yes.
Jackson Bowen takes front position from Simpson, but it's going to be one out though by the Eagles, and diving mark there to Ryan Nyhouse. Nyhouse over the top finds Politis. He just goes sideways. Cameron Islet made his way back onto the ground, started the second half off on the bench. He got taken out by Mitchell Taylor and picks out Sean Wilson. Wilson inboard, Politis. Politis just looking for something. Picked up by O'Connell, scooped up one-handed. Oh, great vision from him, picks out Boyce. If he can get a second go here, then the Eagles have got a way. Motlop, he's had to work, it was 3-on-1. Turnover. Nightcliff, though, will go back into attack inside the 50. Newman dropping back. Brenton Motlop there. Oh, big hip and shoulder there from Motlop. Taken high was Wheatra, let go, play on. No, he's been pinged for holding the ball. And there's a little bit of push and shove. Not needed. Huppets was in there. So too is Robinson.
And he's paid the 50.
And he's paid a 50 for contact, unnecessary rough conduct. And a ball gets kicked through, and it looked like it was Robinson who scored that goal.
So that puts the Tigers back in front.
Well, again, just the 2 points the difference here at TIO Stadium. The third quarter, premiership quarter.
Yeah, four goals, 7:31 to 4 goals, 5:29, and definitely got the free. There was definitely worth the 50, a bit of pushing and shoving off the ball there. The free had already been paid, and the umpire did that, I think, just to break up the, get it back to their 6-6-6 and sort all that out. So it was good umpiring and probably the right result.
Sebastian Priest goes back in the middle against Jackson Bowen. Bates came in off the wing, got his hands on it, couldn't get clean possession though. Taylor up against Robinson, punched away from him. Dylan DeSantis spins out of one trouble and then just put it straight on the boot, and it's a good kick too, be 40-50 metres away. Butson was underneath it, and it landed, if I'm not mistaken, on the head of the water boy who was running away.
Should laugh. He's got down pretty hard, but he's rubbed his head. He's back up again. But you're right. He didn't see that at all coming. But he's back up. He's fine.
Well, so we can add the water boy is getting a possession here at TIO Stadium. Oh, spinning out of trouble was Huppets. That was good on the boot. But Weech was going to chop it and then mark it on his chest. Just intercept it. They can just try and maintain some possession as they get out of trouble here. As Daniel Clee gives it off to the running McMurray. McMurray goes up forward, punched away by Nyhouse. Butson spins out of trouble, then puts it on the boot. Nyhouse there, just in control, brings it down, tries to run out of trouble, runs into it though. Dre Thompson can't get it cleanly.
getting a lot of positions in the back half of the ground, Wanderers are, but they tend to be panicking and rushed whenever they go forward. Apart from those couple of goals early in the piece, they've looked always rushed when they've been in the forward line.
Well, they're prepared to steady it down in the back line and share it all around, but once they get that spread beyond the centre line, it's just rushed and hurried. Thompson's bounce. Here comes O'Connell, dangerous. He's already kicked 2 today. Then flicked it back. Boy O'Paris, though, read it beautifully. So John O'Paris, it's cut off by Stephen Motlop. Oh, Stephen's kick is smothered by Jonathan Paris. They both just watched it go out of bounds. Neither of them in a hurry to get that ball. So Jonathan Paris there didn't make the mistake of overcommitting himself to Stephen Motlop. Instead just waited. One out by Bowen. He almost got that kick smothered off the boot, though. He still got it away. Hooper shovels it out to Cameron Eilert. Cameron Eilert's kick is good. Out in front of his teammate. It was Evans. And it's Politis. Had a handy few minutes as Petros Politis.
Missed the target then badly.
Yep, went over the top of his teammate. Now it's come back to Butson, and there's been a high tackle paid. And it'll still go to the Eagles. And it's going to go to Daniel Cleet, who just got taken high there. Don't think there was much in it. Craig just came over the top. Nightcliff trying to conserve some energy for one final push in that last quarter, I would think. Using their bench a lot. Thorne just trying to burrow his head through, let go, given every opportunity to get rid of it. Play on is the call. Politis again. Dre Thompson. Hands and knees as Clee. Now the ball goes out of bounds. Umpire was on the spot. Uppett's his last up. Thorne again running through. Mitchell Taylor with a little quick kick off the ground. Moo, then Nyhouse. It's just into open space. Hooper again. He's got a little bit of a gap that's closed up by Dylan DeSantos. Brilliantly well done by him. Joel Cabillo. Oh, DeSantos got met heavily on the ground. Hasn't moved. Got hit heavily. Now he's being helped up. He got up a little bit groggy. Wilson's got the ball though. And the ball was intercepted. They have an opportunity here, Wanderers, now to really set this up.
Boundary line beats them there though. Yeah, Santos did get hit hard then. Probably good job he had the helmet on, but he got up. The Tigers guys stayed with him for a few seconds just to make sure he was right, and then helped him up, and away he goes back to the back line, and they've just checked on him from the water. But it was a big hit.
Simpson just stumbles, allows Robinson to run away with it. Brody Newman. He's been amongst the Eagles' best tonight. Gives it off to Thorne. Thorne couldn't quite get it first time. As he got it the second time, puts to put on a tackle. Moo has got to hurry up as he gets a kick away. Met heavily though by Motlop. DeSantos now up. Good hip and shoulder from him. And they're asking the question if it went out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpire was right there though, and it's just going to be thrown into restart play. 16 and a half minutes gone here. There's just 2 points the difference at TIO Stadium. Wilson with a hurried kick high into the forward zone for the Nightcliff Tigers. Now it comes out to Hooper. Hooper with a left foot snap at goal. Looks pretty good.
Andrew Hooper's deserved that. He's had a couple of opportunities today, a couple of very difficult shots from right out the boundary, but that one there, he picked it up early, knew what he exactly wanted to do, and just popped it over the top onto the goal umpire's head. And a lovely goal, as you see in the replay here now coming up.
Yeah, he just read it off the ground. Quick hands from there. And his left foot. And he's had opportunities tonight, but he's had to work hard and create them. And so that was a bit of a dividend for him. But the 2-point margin now becomes an 8-point margin.
Yeah, I think his GPS tracker will read pretty well because he's done a fair bit of running. There was one run here in the start of the first quarter that he ran about 60 metres to chase some guy down and did really, really well. And so his stats are for metres today are going to look really good.
Simpson versus Bowen. Simpson wins out. Comes to Boyce. They've got to get clean possession away. Cameron Islet though, and Politis has snuck down and will steal the mark. So Politis for Nightcliff. Kick wasn't great. It's going to come off though, and the Tigers will go forward, although I think it's going to bounce up. Motlop gets it and gives it back to DeSantos. And it went through for the point in the meantime, so Dylan DeSantos will restart play. Brody Newman is telling him to bring it out wide, and he does. Brenton Motlop got one hand on it. It's going to bounce over the top. Just hurried kick along the line.
It's been like that for Wanderers this quarter. They've just been banging it forward. They've had no real structure up the forward line. They've got one goal, but it's not... they're really missing that structure in the forward 50.
Yeah, they just seem to break down once they get past that centre circle. Simpson, better kick around the corner. Waiting for it was Burke. Tries to shrug off. Then he gets out of the tackle. Now he puts it on the boot. Is it going to bounce back again? No, it's not.
8-point lead now to the Tigers. 5 goals, 8, 38 to 4 goals, 6, 30. The Wanderers. And 8 points in it will be coming into about a minute away from time on.
Big kick out. Simpson versus Bowen. Simpson gave him a nudge. Let go. Wheatra can't get it cleanly. Motlop again with body. Comes out to Stephen Motlop. He just puts it on the boot again. Can Burke get onto it this time? Punched away by Nyhouse. It's going to be cleaned up though by his teammate in Matthew Motlop. Matthew's kick had a little bit too much wheat bix behind it and went out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, he tried to measure that to the forward there. He just put a little too much on it and took it out of options for him.
Yeah, Keelan Fijo was the target. Loose over. And again, out of bounds. Well, we've had a lot of boundary throw-ins in this third term, no question about it. We're only a few seconds away from time on. 8 points the difference here. TIO Stadium, round 13. Stephen Motlop, handball, back inside. Here we go again, Bo O'Connell, he's already kicked 2. Has he kicked a third? Gee, he's come close. I'd say he's done it.
Yep. 3 goals, all kicked from basically just outside of right on the 50 and running breakaway balls. And he's done very well. He's been probably the mainstay out there tonight for them.
Absolutely critical when that ball has got into the middle corridor and he's given them an opportunity to score. And he's taken the chance and he hasn't wasted it.
Stephen Motlop certainly more impressive tonight than the last time I saw him play. He's been right involved with a lot of stuff and handing the ball off. A lot more energy from him than I saw the first time I saw him play this season. So he's certainly been impressive for him. And a couple of good players out there for Wanderers at the moment. The only thing is, of course, they haven't played since the 10th of December. So let's just see how their legs stand up in this final quarter. Not a lot of running in this game, but it's certainly it's been a hard-fought, scrappy match.
Back in the middle, Simpson. They spoil each other, but Simpson roves and then puts it on the boot. Joel Cabillo up against Cameron Islet. Couldn't get the clean hands away. Now it's a hurried kick. It's going to stay inside. Jerome Motlop got his hands on it. Couldn't bring it down, though. That's much better out of the middle then. Daniel Clee, instrumental with the kick. Just want to see Simpson get a little bit more dominant in the ruck. He won out that one. Eilert was diving on it. Motlop's held him up. Stephen Motlop goes one way, then took the ball well and truly out. Under pressure from Wilson.
Bound jumper in the right spot there. Anywhere else their bound jumper wouldn't have seen that. He was right about 5 metres away from it when Steve Motlop just stepped over bounds when he went to kick that.
Yeah. Boundary umpires having to do an enormous amount of work tonight. They've had a number of throw-ins. I'd go back and count them, but the siren will sound to end the third quarter.
With the Tigers up by 2 points, 5 goals, 8:38 to 5 goals, 6:36. Wanderers came back in the last couple of minutes there of that quarter to make this an absolute beauty going into the final quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. The Tigers currently 2 points in front of Wanderers, 5 goals 8, 38 to 5 goals 6, 36. Big final quarter coming up, and big stakes in hand because the win with this game will actually jump to 5th now with the results that have gone on today.
Yeah, it is. They will go to 5th, and neither of them will have a bye again before the finals, which is a positive, and more importantly, it will secure a spot inside the top 5, which means that it's harder to get out of the 5 than it is to get into the 5 and play finals football. One out by Bowen for Nightcliff. Tigers are away. Being up and under. Bowen then pushing it away. Arvin was in there. It comes out the back to Politis. Injected himself into the game in that third quarter. Wilson was tackled without it. Comes to Motlop. Bouncing ball inside the 50. Loose, can they get away with it? Priest just knocks it backwards cleverly to Bo O'Connell in a short pass. Oh, had a teammate lined up. Motlop there shakes off one with a hurried handball. Intercepted it was by Keelan Fijo, who puts it through. And the Eagles are back in front.
So the start the Eagles wanted, they've got themselves right back in this 6-6-42, 5-8-38. They've had a very big last couple of minutes of that final quarter, and then this one here, great way from the start. That was the best running goal that they've done, apart from the 3 that O'Connell have got.
No, and Brenton Motlop, sorry, which Motlop is it? It's Jerome, and then over to Fijo. He shook the body and to offload his opponent, did Jerome. But very clever there of Jobaston Priest just to push it back to Bo O'Connell, and O'Connell again. He's had about 5 or 6 deft touches where he's just managed to bring in a teammate in, and that was one of them.
When you look at the best players on the ground at the moment, I think Wanderers got a few more than the Tigers have, but it's been a great game. It's been very close all night.
Yeah, contributors across the ground. The Eagles have had 1 or 2 more as they go again. Stephen Motlop now. He's got time to run away and have a bounce, and he does. Now he puts it out in front again into the past goal kicker, which was Fijo. So Keelan Fijo looks further upfield. I don't know he's got enough. So he's going to have to play on and just bomb it into the forward 50. His target was Priest, who had 3 bites at it, and I think couldn't control it over the boundary line. Big smile on Priest's face when he got up off the ground then.
Yeah, I think he controlled it, marked it, but he was already out by the time he got the third grab at it.
He was, and unfortunately for him, the umpire was just a metre from him. Priest will go into the ruck against Bowen. Jerome Motlop, body. Matthew Motlop couldn't quite get a hand on it to stop it. It's a great diving mark there by Daniel Wheatra. So now they'll go inboard to Arvin. The Eagles can look forward. They don't have a huge amount. The big man, Jackson Bowen, has set himself up in the way of whatever kick comes in for the Nightcliff ruckman. He's punched away. He's actually spoiled by Brown against Bowen. But they'll still get it outside their 50, the Tigers. Politis. Picked up, though, by Brenton Motlop. Bowen. Let it bounce. 3 on 3 there. Again, Brenton Motlop just buried his head through and just kept going and socked it off the ground. Umpire just let it go. Daniel Wheatra cleans up the loose ball. He's got space. Players coming from behind. The ball's going to bounce over the top. The big man Bowen has just set himself up there. Dragged and tackled a player to the ground. Let go. Play on is the call. The whistle's been found, and it's going to go to the Eagles now as there is a hold off the ball.
Yep. And
it's going to go to Wanderers. And let's just see who's earned it. It's Priest. Jobaston Priest has got it. Well,
already kicked one earlier today from pretty much right on the goal line. So here he goes again to try and extend this lead by Wanderers.
Well, you know, the biggest lead at any of the breaks has only been 3 points. 3 points in the first, 3 points in the second, and then 2 in the third. So this game's been tight all day. As Jobaston Priest comes in, he's kicked it from a long way out, but he pushed it off to the right through for a point. So we've gone to a 4-point margin here at TIO Stadium. Ryan Moo on the run, takes the mark. Not a bad kick out.
Looking for someone to move for him.
He finally does, and he finds the skipper, Cameron Eilert. Eilert. They can continue to bring it out into the middle as Bowen has released himself from backline duties. Oh, hand up there from Motlop. Picked up and kicked over the shoulder. There's Brodie Newman, top quality defender. The kick wasn't great though. Made McMurray work for it. The Tigers may come back through it. Moo's kick got smothered. He still has to get onto hands and knees to get it out. Robinson with a quick hands over. Danger territory here. And it's off and through for a point. So they just claw one back to 3 points. But Motlop very quickly plays on and picks out Thorne. Thorne's come a long way down. Brings it out that grandstand side. Cabillo is a flyer. DeSantos is there. Paris, though, cleverly, calmly, gets the handball. And then there's a kick to Brown. So Nathan Brown, the 200-plus gamer, just ignores the lead. Taking his time. He's being told to hurry up. Hooper with a diving mark.
Yep.
And it's been paid. That was line ball.
Boundram was right there and he said it was right. I thought he had control of it as he went across the line. I think he'd already grabbed it, so I'll pay that one as well.
We might see that on replay at some point. But Hooper will go back and have a shot at goal. In fact, he's not. He's going to go short. He's picked out Robinson. Bullet-like pass, and Robinson just grabbed it. No, Liam Evans. I'll get it right. The two look similar height. So Liam Evans, he's already kicked a goal tonight with an opportunity to put the Tigers back in front. But he stabs at it and is off to the left. Mitchell Taylor.
So it's 5 goals, 10-40 to 6 goals, 7-43. So it's another point there for Tigers.
Big kick from Taylor. Finds Simpson. Simpson with a little chip over the top. Well, suddenly they've got a bit of space about them, the Eagles. And they can go further forward if they want, and they do. It's punched over the back. Dre Thompson's there in a foot race. Can't quite get a hold of it. And boundary will be thrown in right on the 50-metre arc. There is not much in this game at all. 3 points, Nick.
No, it's been like that all night as we've 3 points in at the moment from Wanderers, but of course if Nightcliff gets the next level, something there, 3 points in front. It's been like that all night. So very scrappy in the middle of the park, but a couple of fortunate goals from both sides have kept this game interesting. And of course they're playing for a spot in the 5.
Dre Thompson runs away with it, just puts it on the boot. It's going to bounce over, and it has bounced away from Simon Deary. Excellent field position here for the Wanderers. Ball will be thrown in. Oh, Bowen got a big punch away, but Thorne's come straight in, run into his own teammate Thompson, and will go down holding his head. Still loose. They've all just piled on. Butson's in there. So too is Jonathan Paris. The black armbands tonight for Kane Riley, 3-time premiership player with the Nightcliff Tigers. Was playing at Darwin this season. Has also been involved at St Mary's. Sadly passed away. Kick in the air. Tigers have got the numbers through Cameron Eilert. Eilert with a short pass. That kick gets punched. Away in the spoil though. Taylor, and then cleaned up beautifully, one-handed by Stephen Motlop. Turns inboard and just picks out his teammate
in Clee. Clee went straight on and was looking for Arbin, but the Tigers defenders were up to it. Pressure is right on out there now as they sense that the clock is ticking and the score is just tight. Taylor showing his class as a defender. Simpson can't get it. Taylor has to go in there to help, then got taken high. Let go. Play on is the call.
Yeah, we're going to see in the next 12 minutes or so how this big long break has affected Wanderers. As I said, not playing since the 10th of December because they had the bye going into the big Christmas break. So hopefully they can run this game out because it's been tight all night.
8 minutes, there's still plenty of football. In fact, 10 minutes gone, and there's still plenty of football to go here. Daniel Wheatra clears it out. Cabillo, Joel keeps it inboard. O'Connell, underground handball was clever. Butson, back to Stephen Motlop. Little short pass to Simpson. They can run and spread. They could create from here. A little bit slow. I'm just looking down on the boundary line there, and Ryan Nyhouse doesn't look like he's going to take any further part in the game. Limping heavily is Ryan Nyhouse. So the Nightcliff skipper not out there. Unlikely to return to the field, so Nightcliff will be down one interchange, you would think. Simpson got his hand on it. Isla can't get clean possession under tremendous pressure. Again, Isla again. Dre Thompson came through. Comes out to Stephen Motlop. He puts it straight on the boot, up and high, looking for Priest. Priest had it punched away from him. Deary was there, and it's gone out of bounds.
And we've got some results from other games this afternoon. St Mary's defeated the Darwin Buffs by 31 points. At Gardens Oval, Waratah defeated Pint by 27 points. And Southern Districts coming into the final quarter, leading Palmerston by 53 points. So the top three sides all getting a win today.
Yeah, and opening up a bit of a gap on the bottom. The bottom six. Let loose. Loose in the middle here. Away they go. Gow. Just as he kicks, it's put away. Danger territory. And it's in the hands of Hooper. And Hooper gets his second.
Certainly worked hard for all of his goals tonight, certainly in that early in that first quarter. And that one again, another one well deserved by Andrew Hooper, has put the Tigers, as I said a few minutes ago, 3 points up. So Nightcliff 46 to Wanderers 43 as we're coming into just over the 12-minute mark of the final quarter, as both of these sides playing for a place in the top five.
Well, I think we're going to see the intensity lift substantially from here. Just over 12 and a half minutes gone in this final term, and there's just 3 points the difference between the two sides. The winner moves into the five. And a shot at the finals. One out by Simpson comfortably. Butson can't get it first time, so has to soccer it on. Diving on it. Ball's just going to be wrapped up. We're in the last one up. He's going to be McCarthy, and he is. Butson again, handball out.
Daniel Clegg got a big knock around the head, then he's gone down. He's not looking the best at the moment. He's gone back on his back again.
Just on his haunches now. He's wrapped up. Now the bodies are getting willing out there as Wilson with a hurried handball backwards. It's bounced on the third, but then there's a tackle to overtake, and it's Boyce. So Thomas Boyce with a short pass picks out Priest. He's a long way from home though. He's about 60 or 70 out. Best he can do is play on and then bomb it into the goal square if he can. He does. There's not many there. There's only Nightcliff defenders.
Yeah, 3-on-1 there.
And so the Nightcliff Tigers will come out through Brown. Brown in that back left-hand pocket. Michael Long end. Michael Long centre end. Huppard's been a contributor.
Kick's not awesome, but he's gone back to Brown. Looked a little bit wobbly from up here. Nightcliff, for some reason, wanting to just slow it down. Well, they've maintained possession through Hammond. Hammond himself finds Jonathan Paris, Boyo Paris. Where has he got? Fly it over the back. Motlop gives it to Stephen Motlop, who just carries it out. Simpson out the back. Hurried kick. Loose. Bates. Good physical body. Ryan Moo picks it up. Then he gives it off to a fellow teammate. Then Wines. Wines onto Eilert and then back inboard to Wines. They've got to try and man this up, the Eagles. Tigers are building. Wines over the top. Simpson got his hand on it, but Politis couldn't quite get it. Just as they were about to get a kick away, Newman got tackled and dragged to the ground, and a free kick's been paid. Umpire ruled that he got held without the ball.
Okay.
Newman just plays on and kicks it up the line. Off hands. Thorne to O'Connell. Clever, knew what he was doing. Dances around a circle, has a bit of a bounce, leaves his opponent behind in Quinn, then sends it up. Danger here for the Tigers. Hurried kick, nowhere. Holding the ball is paid.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle.
It was a good tackle.
He waited for the right moment until he knew he definitely had the ball and grabbed him very, very well then.
Yeah, that was Ryan Moo on Simon Bates. Two quickies. Two very quick midfielders. Moo with a short pass, but O'Connell just comes across and manages to get a hand on it.
We had a very, very short first quarter. There wasn't much scoring done. There hasn't been much in this quarter either, so we could be ticking in pretty closely into the game. Next goal might win this one.
3 points the difference. Smothered off the boot of Simpson. Oh!
Oof.
Brown just got taken out with a hip and shoulder. Play on is the call. Don't think there was much. We can have a look at a replay, but don't think there was much in it anyway, other than it being hard. Thorne just going back to check with Nathan Brown that you're okay.
Great kick out there. Heap of Eagles players involved in that one, but the Tigers managed to hold it in. It was a very, very brave kick out, but we've managed to get away with the ball up here. Just inside the 50, the Tigers leading by 2 points.
Simpson won it out, but he's had his hard work sharked. Comes to Daniel Wheatra though, then on to Brody Newman. The Eagles really wanting to put the pressure on, and there's going to calm it down there. By the looks of it is Aidan Robinson. Robinson out to Ryan Moo. Nightcliff just maintaining possession as the clock counts down. 18.5 minutes gone so far in this final turn. There won't be much time on, let me tell you. As across to Eilert and then on to Politis. Politis can send it inside the 50 and a bouncing ball to Hooper. Play on it, hit the ground. Play on is the call. It was a good decision. Running around with it is Motlop. Punched away from Cam Eilert in that contest.
This looks like a decision from the Tigers. They've decided to go slow in this quarter. Yeah. Whether it's just to run Wanderers a little bit around or not, but they've certainly gone slow every time they've got the ball this quarter.
They've just tried to maintain the pace of the game, not lose control of it. And the Eagles, in their desperation, probably are causing turnovers that they wouldn't normally do. Been a lot of stoppages. Comes out. Punched off the ground. Stephen Motlop shakes one.
Strength.
This just goes long. Where's he going to be? To Boyce. Boyce has got to step back inside, and he does, and in doing so steps out. A bit of a luck of fortune for him, for Stanley Cox, who was there. Well, we're now into time on. Only a couple of seconds in. I think in the third quarter there was only 45 seconds of time on, wasn't there, Nick?
Yep.
So there won't be a huge amount because there hasn't been a large number of goals. In fact, there's only been 2 goals kicked in this term. Not many points. So what can happen here? Literally the next kick will win. If there is anything that happens in this part of the ground, then Wanderers will be a chance. 3 points the difference. We are counting down. It is Nightcliff by 3 points. 5th spot to the side that wins. Nightcliff at the moment in front as Bowen kicks it off the ground. Out to vacant space. Bouncing ball. Motlop is there. Got taken high. And in fact got pinged for holding the ball.
The Tigers have thrown everybody back there. They didn't have a single person in their half of the field. They've all started to run forward now. Brown's come a long, long, long way to get up to the forward line.
And it's Hooper. Hooper to Huppets.
That's how far back he's got. He's been playing in the forward pocket all night. He's now on the wing.
As Aidan Robinson. Good mark. He's just going to play on quickly and get it inside the 50. Newman is there. He juggled it, but he's held it. Bring it out this side. Bring it out the grandstand side.
Tigers need a man up here really quickly because Wanderers could pop out. Here they go.
The siren will sound shortly, you would think. There's not much time. There's a minute and 40 gone. 3 points the difference. The Tigers in front. The Tigers can take 5th spot. Motlop just gives it over the top. Under pressure is Daniel Wheatra. Holds his own. Tries to break away, then plays on. It's an underground kick to Fijo. Over the top. The big man Jackson Bowen's there to stop things.
Nice tackle.
It was. Stephen Motlop's in there. Gives it off. And the siren sounds as the ball goes inside the forward 50. And Nightcliff hold on to win by 3 points.
I did say that the Tigers, that next goal was going to win it, and they did it for them. 6 goals, 10, 46. Wanderers 6 goals, 8, 44. So we've a 2-point winner to the Tigers. Put them into 5th place now on the ladder. Goal scorers for the Tigers. Hooper got 2. Liam Evans got 1. Robinson got 2. And Bailey Edwards got 1. 3 goals for Bo O'Connell, which was best on the ground early in the game. Hijo got 1, Burke 1, and Priest 1. But in the end, the Tigers get up by 2 points. Best on grounds?
Yeah, that was a tough one because there was at different stages players came into the game, but I think it's going to be difficult to go past defenders when you're talking about best on grounds. I mean, like Nathan Brown was exceptional up back for the Tigers. So too was, I'm just looking for his name here, Ryan Nyhouse when he was on the field. I also thought Cameron Eilert did very well from the front as a skipper, and I also thought that young Ryan Moo actually contributed a fair bit tonight. And otherwise, Huppets was another one, and Politis was another one that came into the game at different stages and actually contributed for the Eagles. You couldn't go past the game of Brodie Newman up back. Gee, he really created a headache for them. I also thought that Mitchell Taylor also came to the game. You're right about Bo O'Connell. Early on, he was absolutely devastating.
Yep.
All 3 goals were exceptional. I must also mention from Nightcliff, Andrew Hooper, who I thought was pretty good tonight as well. And then, again, in the ruck, Priest when he had to go in there. But otherwise, others were bits and pieces contributors. And the other person I want to mention is Dylan DeSantos from the Eagles. And like I say to you, it was a defender's night tonight, hence the score. There was only 6 goals, 12 goals scored in the whole game. and really showed you how strong the defenders were tonight.
Yeah, I also thought Stephen Motlop did the best. I thought he did what they paid him to do now, to come out here and control a bit of football. He didn't do it the first time I saw him, but he certainly did tonight, and certainly had a red-hot go. Couple of big games for round 14 next week. 2:30 at Gardens Oval, Waratah take on Tiwi Bombers. 4 o'clock at Tracy Village, Wanderers versus Pints. 4 o'clock at Darwin, Mazda, Nightcliff Oval. The Tigers take on Southern District, so we'll really see what the Tigers have got there. And then at Gazali's, the Buffs take on Palmerston. But that's it tonight from here. Nightcliff, 6 goals, 10-46. The Wanderers, 6-8-44. Ash, good night.
Good night. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for your help.
It's been a pleasure hosting this evening here from TIO Stadium.